Hey there, Jared Dees from thereligionteacher.com, and we have this practice in the Catholic Church called Ember Days, which are basically, they've fallen out of practice in the last few generations, because after Vatican II, it was up to the local bishops to decide whether or not they would be celebrated. So older Catholics might have remembered this from being younger, celebrating these days. For now, they're not obligations, they're more like opportunities if you wanted to celebrate the Ember Days. They essentially are 4 times throughout the year in which we can spend a little bit of extra time in fasting and abstinence and in prayer. So what does the word ember mean? It's not referring to like ashes or like Ash Wednesday. It probably comes from 2 options maybe. One might be this Anglo-Saxon word, and I don't even know how to pronounce it, imbren, which might be like ember, which means circle. And the other one is probably in Latin, the quatuor tempora, which means 4 times. So it's probably one of those 2 sources or origins of the word ember. And essentially it's basically saying either that these are cyclical events, they're 4 times a year, and they all align with the 4 seasons of the year. And that'll make more sense in just a minute. But they're Ember Days, they're 3 days in a given week, an Ember week, if you will. And they're actually on, to make things even more confusing, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So those are the days in which you would celebrate the Ember Days. And they're 4 times a year, and they essentially are supposed to align with the 4 seasons of the year. So they're marked by the week after a certain feast day to essentially mark a certain season. So for winter in December, it's St. Lucy. This would be the winter. Spring, this first Sunday after the first Sunday of Lent. After Pentecost would be the summer. So here's spring, and I'll put SU for summer. And then, fall is going to be after the exaltation of the Holy Cross in September. And so essentially those days are marked with the 4 seasons of the year. And what do we do if we're going to participate in these opportunities, if you want to celebrate the Ember Days? What do we do? It's kind of like Ash Wednesday or Good Friday, in that we are going to abstain from meat. We're going to fast, and we're going to pray, essentially like Lent. And in a special way, we often pray for priests, because for a long time the custom was to ordain priests on the Saturday of Ember Days. And so we still can, in a special way on Ember Days, focus our prayers on priests as well. And why? What's the purpose of these Ember Days? Why are we celebrating these? Where does the custom come from? Essentially 2 things that we're doing. We're first giving thanks. So we're giving thanks to God, especially for nature, for the earth, and for the work that we put in, because these are seasonal things. They're marking the seasons. So we're giving thanks for the earth, for nature, and we're giving thanks for work. Think about all the people that are working in the fields, right? These are opportunities to work and then give thanks to God for the fruits of that labor, for the fruits of the earth. And then also we just ask for His blessing in a special way. So we ask for His blessing on this season and the work that we do, and in the gifts that He has, that the earth has for us. Essentially, that's what Ember Days are all about, marking those seasons and the work that we put into those different seasons, giving thanks to God as well. And what do we do? It's kind of like Lent. We're fasting. When are they? Can get a little confusing, but the Ember Days are in a given week. They're Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, each of the different seasons of the years. If you get a chance to celebrate them, it might be a fun way or interesting way to really abstain and give up things to give thanks to God, and hope for His blessing to be able to really participate in the gifts that He has to give to us. So